USDA's latest progress report indicates the condition of Nebraska's winter wheat has slipped somewhat. During the last week of April, half the crop was listed in good to excellent condition, but the most recent ratings for the first week of May put only 36% in those categories, a drop of 14 points. Still, only 17% is considered poor to very poor. That's different from Kansas, where 27% of the state's winter wheat is listed in the worst two categories, 11 points higher than the previous week. On Tuesday, we talked with Nebraska Extension Stephen Wegulo to get an outlook of potential disease issues. We started by asking for an overview of Nebraska's crop.
The wheat looks pretty good. I was out in southwest Nebraska last week and in south central as well as southeast Nebraska. And the wheat looks quite good, very little disease at this time. In the southwest, we had that snowstorm that hit the area at the end of April. It did very little damage, some lodging, but overall the wheat was looking very good.
What growth stage is it in?
Right now in the western part, it's at flag leaf emergence, and as you come out east, it's a little more ahead. It's in the boot stage mostly, and actually a few fields that I looked at had the head emerged already.
Let's talk about some potential issues. How widespread is stripe rust right now?
Stripe rust is widespread throughout the wheat growing areas in the state, but it's at very low levels at this time. A few fields have a significant amount, but in the lower canopy. But most fields have very little stripe rust. The current warm weather will slow it down a little bit, but it's cooling down, and once we get moisture, it can start developing rapidly again.
Is it enough now to warrant treatment?
Yes, in some fields it depends on the situation. So if you have a field that you are irrigating, there is moisture, and so you would watch it, watch that field, and if you see stripe rust and you are irrigating, you will be better off to spray to protect the flag leaf. Also, fields that have a thick stand, they tend to hold a lot more humidity in the canopy, which can condense at night to form dew, and that moisture can help the stripe rust to develop and cause damage to the wheat. So those are two high risk situations. But if you have a field that has good airflow going through, there is a lot of space within the canopy, and it keeps dry, and you don't see stripe rust or leaf rust, which we just actually also confirmed on Friday last week. And then you don't need to spray at this time. I would suggest that you just keep a watch on those fields, and until you see disease moving up close to the flag leaf, and then you would have to worry about that. But I've seen some fields that have just no disease at all as well. So,
are there fungal leaf spot diseases?
The most common fungal leaf spot right now that I have seen is septoria leaf blotch. It's favored by moisture, just like the rusts, and a little bit of tan spot, which tends to be more common when wheat is drilled into wheat stubble, or if wheat stubble is present on the soil surface, and then you tend to see more of the tan spot. But septoria is the most common one. In some fields, it's actually moving up the canopy, and keep a watch on those fields. If you see the septoria, which will be brown, dead, necrotic spots, sometimes surrounded by a yellow halo on the leaf, and they can form large blotches of brown dead tissue on the leaf. If you see that moving up the canopy, then consider applying a fungicide to protect the flag leaf. So because we just confirmed leaf rust, which is favored by warmer weather, like what we are having right now, you need to watch for leaf rust as well. So leaf rust plus the fungal leaf spots can cause they can develop in moist conditions as well as in warm conditions like we have. So you need to watch out for those. But the key is to scout and determine the level of disease that is in the field, and if it's significant enough or spreading towards the upper canopy, then that's when you need to worry about applying a fungicide. Otherwise, just keep a watch, and if there is no disease or very little disease, you don't have to worry about it at this time.